Good morning. Here we go. Starting off again. Well, some action in stocks. Market's pretty quiet again. But let's see where things might go today. Yesterday, markets followed the playbook pretty much exactly. That's what was expected yesterday. Pre-market, even the when we talked in MT Live about the dip that I said probably wouldn't follow through, and it didn't. And we ended the day, as you can see, the spiders here with a narrow range bar right at the top of the wide range bar. There was the price void and the lift up, and now we've got this drift here and starting to come up. The question is, can it get above this high today? We wait to see. If it dips down, what you want to see. All right, so I'm just kind of eyeball the halfway mark here across the wide range bar. If it dips down there, maybe at 10 o'clock or 10:30, it's going to reverse back up again. That's what we'll be looking for. At the end of the day, we want to see what we want to see is a bottoming tail bar under here, right, with a body up here. And then maybe Friday is the day that it takes that out. But I love the 1, 2, 3. The 1, 2, 3, 4 is like a whole nother level of happiness for a pattern, meaning it's gotten a shakeout, right? So it dipped down. Just imagine today, intraday, it dips down here, and then it comes back up again. They've given us so much information that's telling us that there is buyers' demand underneath here aggressively picking up shares with an expectation that prices are going to go up. That hesitancy over here, and the same thing that caused the dip yesterday, late in the day. And so if I go to a 5-minute chart here, you could see that, or if we go in the futures, let's go here. So at the end of the day yesterday, right, the markets, they dipped down around, you can see 1 o'clock, and the dip didn't go very far. We didn't expect it to. And it came all the way back up. And then here it is going into the close. Longs, short-term longs, right, looking for the pop into the close. We're like, it's not going. Well, hey guys, what do we do? It's not going to go up. And so they run for cover. And that doesn't really mean a whole heck of a lot. You know, you look at the daily chart, and it was just a yawn day, no big deal. And this was just what I call the commission generator, right? Whoever shorted, maybe they made a little money. If they didn't take it, it was back in their face. The guys that went long, that thought it was going up, they didn't take the money, right back in their face. So commission generator day. That's what that was, unless you were fast to take your money when it was available. Overall, it was a go nowhere day. And what we do here at Master Trader is, look, I can trade that kind of stuff intraday, but I don't know that someone can follow that kind of stuff and make money with it. So I usually don't recommend those kind of plays, but when we see the bigger pictures setting up like this, right, that's when we tell subscribers in the green room and subscribers to our letters that we can communicate through text messaging, through Telegram, hey, buy this, short that, when these bigger pictures are lined up looking for bigger moves. So the split-second decisions don't make that big of a deal. Anyway, so today, as long as this thing either takes out the high, or if it dips down and comes back up again, which would be just fine with me, and then it takes out the high, ultimately it's got to take out a high, right, to move up. It's got to trigger. So we'll wait to see how today actually unfolds. Do we get the trigger in the 3-day? Is the 3-day just another chop around day? And then number 4 triggers. And usually by number 5, it's like something's wrong here. This thing should have triggered already, but we'll see. We'll see when we get there. So I sent out a video last night to subscribers There was a lot of mixed messages as to what was up. Xilinx was down like 15 points, but Facebook was up pretty big, and there was a lot of opposing things going on there, which kind of led things to being neutralized, and that's what we're looking at here this morning. Some neutralized things. Even old wackadoo Tesla on its earnings not doing very much, but you can see Xilinx down here, $15. Whatever this is down here, down $26, probably a biotech stock, I would imagine. I don't know what it is, but it's junk. It's been going down, and now it's down even more. So whoever's in that thing is in serious trouble of losing all their money. So just looking across the board here, what's up, what's down. There was some other things that were moving pretty good. Amazon was up pretty big, but it was up within a trading range. It was no big deal. Google, up 13 points, but that's Netflix. Was Google. These things move around here. Sometimes it's hard to find them. Anyway, it was in a trading range. So gapping up a certain thing that sounds like a big number, if it's in a trading range, it's really not doing much of anything. Yeah, I saw MO, Chris. I got that on my potential short list. That is down. It's topping around here. It came down big, and now it's down at 52-ish area. So I got that one on my list to keep an eye on. So the other markets, get through them quickly. Pretty much same story around there. Not quite the cleanest 1, 2, 3, but gapped up there and up and kind of just grinding its way higher. Some new all-time highs. So bringing up the rear is the Russell. One of the things we spoke about was this one has the potential to make a significant move if it can clear this 160 area. So you're going to want to keep an eye on that. Right now, it's not doing anything, kind of just drifting lower a little bit. Transports had a decent day yesterday, and not really doing anything here, but that's a good sign. They're holding up. Futures, S&Ps, nada. All right, so we'll see. May just be another boring day. If you adhered to the bias yesterday, you didn't get chopped up, sliced and diced. As far as trading the market, if you found stocks that were moving individually, you could have, and if you did okay with that, fine. But the bias was spot on as to having a market that wasn't going to move very much, and it didn't. And when the market doesn't move very much, it's more difficult for stocks in general to make big moves. Even the NASDAQ futures, which were marginally up, just open and close near the same, is just jiggling around there. Dow actually pulling in a little bit here. When they said 3M reported, and that was pulling it down a little bit. MMM. Yeah. So anyway, we'll see what goes on with that. Last week it was Boeing. The week before, just slopping all around there. What is that doing this morning? Pretty much nothing. Bonds. Here, trying to make that turn. What's interesting? So we got a different kind of 1, 2, 3. Meaning this is chopping lower, still above major support. So in the area where it needs to get turned around, but this kind of a pattern historically doesn't pop from a 1, 2, 3 because it's got this resistance area there. Kind of may pop a little and come back in again. And I like this pattern where it has like a retest and gets a little further away from this area and then take it on the long side. So we'll see what it does there. And gold, nothing there. It's broken down unless it has some miracle bounce here. Expectation is it's going to go lower. Oil just resting on its gains there. You can see the hourly chart kind of building up a trading range. So standing aside, just waiting what's going to happen there. And some of the energy ETFs. What a schizo. I don't know. They're kind of weird lately. This one is the best looking, but big down day yesterday. Doesn't break the trend, but geez, big bottoming pattern. It's just a lot of uncertainty there about that moving ahead. And XLE just failing at the 200, but let's see if it actually fails here. All right, we'll be keeping an eye on these to see if they can get turned around. All right. Is this the time for puts? Gabrielle's asking. Well, puts on what? I say puts on what? Because puts on lots of stuff. Hey, Ladon, where you been? Why would I want to buy puts on Facebook? Maybe if you wanted to sell puts or you sell a put credit spread, might make sense, but you're probably not going to find any premium in that. So, anywho, what time is it? 9:14. Still a little early. Dan will be coming on to go through the open positions, gappers, World Wrestling Federation, getting a body slam this morning, getting pushed down under $90. And Tesla, let me just check our chat here. Dollar index is going up. Yes. Euro is getting hit again. And Michael's looking to buy a call spread on Tesla depending on the first 15 minutes. Okay. BP trigger, just looking at the names. Dan telling me to look at CGC. That has a bar like.
Well, when you were talking about 1, 2, 3s and then the current one trading under, it's 100% retracement, but I like the reversal there because of that. It's kind of a bear sandwich bottoming tail.
Yeah. Let's see if it can get through the high. If it can.
Yeah, then it's a put spread for next week.
Why not a directional?
Well, actually, look at the weekly. It actually could be. This could be the the long-term entry in the sector in the stock.
Yeah, I mean it's been drifting down here for several months, and now the gap up that wasn't filled in the bullish pattern, and this pattern here, for me, makes this less of a concern because it's been dealing with it now for almost a week.
Right.
And when it goes down, and this bar, that bar, while not significantly, it gapped down and went lower, and buyers stepped up and bought it.
Right. So that's the concept I was flagging when you were talking about it.
Yeah, I like that. All right. Gabrielle's not going to tell me what to buy puts on, so now my whole day is shot wondering the whole day what we could have bought puts on, but Gabrielle and PayPal here is not talking, so my day is shot. Thank you, Gabrielle. All right, yeah, I was joking.
Are you done?
I'm done.
No, I thought you were talking to somebody. Yeah, I love earnings seasons, obviously, because things are moving around and giving us opportunity for directional and income trades. Opens here real quick. Costco, we're long stock, gapping down. I'm probably going to leg into a cover call if it doesn't hold the first 10 minutes. XOP didn't hit our stop, but it's getting close. Has a breakout failure. Apple. All right, yeah, let's look at the old zoo. We have a 1/3 lot left. We have a bull call diagonal spread. LYV, we're long stock in trail mode. XLU, we're short the ETF. LDOS, we're in trail mode, long stock. Charlie Lima, we are long stock. And stop is yesterday's low. And OII, another oil stock, pulling in here, but hasn't hit the stop. Those were all in the swing letter. For the weekly options trader, the old cat, we have a call spread for next week. Texan, a put spread for next week. It's gapping down a little bit here, but you know, stops under that big old power bar. W whiskey, we have the put spread still open. And Zallo, we're short a 27.5 put for Friday. And that's it on the opens. This was one BGG we found yesterday while scanning. And then it had earnings today. I can't, there's no prints here pre-market, but as long as it opens flat or down just a little bit, I like it over yesterday's high. There's the wrestling guy, 90.50. It's a big old cap. Tizu, 16. All right, so it's gapping here. It stock doesn't care what I want, but if it were to open in the low 15s, we would pound on that over a 5-minute high. So now it's worthy of putting it in a window here. See what happens with the open. It still has room, you know, to 17. PRLB 98.80. That's a nasty gap. Wow. HMI. That was a bearish pattern there. Breakout failure, bearish consolidation, bearish gap, closing at the low, pick up in volume. Somebody knew something in the earnings. Now it's gapping down more. PTC, bearish gap. Wow, $92. Wow, that's ugly. Tango Whiskey, trader Paul flagged this for me. I like all these tails on this pullback here to this overlapping bars, which will be support on an hourly chart. I don't like that red bar, but it's worthy of a watch. It's your pullback from an IPO. UPS 110.80, that's a bearish gap. That's leaving this as a bear island reversal. All of this is a big old island now. So that is a call spread candidate if it can't bounce very much. RTN 180 and change. Wow, it's bearish gap too. RCL, I can't tell where it's gapping. NEM, looks like it's flat, but extended on support, nothing to do. Mighty Mo, 52.20. So that's an ugly gap here. You know, might get a nice day trade short out of that. Triple M, wow, this thing's, it just shocks me that a Dow 30 stock who's been in business how many decades could shock that much on one quarter. It's like, you know, Greg, you know how we say the market's a discounting mechanism? Well, when you see big gaps like this, that is counter to that concept. It's like it was a shock. They didn't know that it was not worth 219 bucks here. LUV 53.70. Ah, this one I like. So look, it's getting, yeah, this one I like a lot. So I'm putting him, I need more windows. All right, I'm gonna put him on my other screen over here. But LUV, that's a tier 1 gapper. It has some pre-market resistance right here. So pre-market's not perfect, but it's passing test number 1. ITW 152, way down here. IP, you're thinking of put spread on love? Yeah, definitely. And even a directional. Wow, this thing trades sloppy. It's gapping up here. I don't, he's gone. Hershey, 121. Is that a gap to, look at that, to all-time highs. Look at this bottom. You know, this would be a good quiz one day, that we just go chart by chart. We can just do the S&P 100 and just visually, what is the most compelling pattern your eye picks up in a half a second? And this is what mine picked up. This bottom breakdown failure, higher low. Look at that. That was your core long entry. Hess here mess, that rhymes. FCX, gapping down. Ooh, that's an ugly gap. Ouch, that's ugly. DHI 43.76, so you're gapping down here. It's a mess. 43, gapping up here. On a pullback, if it sets up on a daily. BMY, wow, this thing didn't bounce. 45 bucks. Still a mess, gapping into yesterday's range. Remember we were in Merck. Merck's at least bounced more than BMY. Let's still watch old Merck here for a put spread, maybe for next week. Baxter 74.60. That was a sell setup, top and tail 74.60, gapping here. Maybe 30-minute low, looks lower. Sell setup here again, red bar. Opening relatively well, up a little bit. But if this can trade under here, set an alarm at 129.85. Yeah, I don't care about beating earnings. If it trades under, just set an alarm here. And then it looks like a short, particularly because you're saying it beat earnings. 80.35. I don't like the way this trades. You're gone. Xilinx getting smacked. 125. Way the heck down here. I got him in a window here on the bottom right. Win. Hey. That's bullish daily, weekly, monthly. This target 160. I like that. That's going in a window. And what do we do every time we look at win? We look at LVS. You got it. And no, I like win better. I don't like this kind of breakout failure. Yeah, I like the win. So trader, you like selling put spreads with me. And look, this one gapped up and came in reversal. This is a tier 1, folks. Let's look about if it holds, maybe 5-minute high, 10-minute high. Let's do a 140 put spread for next week, or maybe, let's see what strikes they have. But I like that one a lot. And love. Visa 160 and change, gapping down. Let's so now it's in a downtrend on the 15-minute chart. Tesla 255. All right, so I'll consider a call spread on this. And this guy's always pretty whippy, so maybe